What's up, bloggers? Pete from Do You Even Blog here. In this video today, we're going to talk about blogger outreach, mastering it. So specifically, three things. One, why is this important and how it can be so lucrative to your blog? Two, some existing advice and email templates that are out there and why they might be terrible. And then three, I'm going to show you the strategies and templates that I've used to come in contact with people like Brian Dean, Neil Patel, Nick Loper, Michelle Schroeder-Gardner, Rosemary Groner, PT Money, the founder of FinCon, etc. So it's been working for me. I just want to show you some things, give you some tips and some strategies you can use to master blogger outreach. All right, come take a walk with me. Let me tell you a story about John Lee Dumas. So John is probably best known for Entrepreneur on Fire. It's like the #1 or #2 ranked iTunes podcast when it comes to business or entrepreneurship or anything. He makes like $250,000 a month from his business, his podcast and his blog. He's a rock star, right? But it wasn't always so. So back in 2014, I think, like October-ish, fall, John woke up, looked at his website traffic from like the day before or like the current stats, and he's like, whoa, something's up. I'm getting lots of page views. What's going on? I'm getting like hundreds of email subscribers. I'm not used to this yet. This is before he hit it like big, right? JLD. And so he took it to his team he was working with. They looked at their stats and they were like, oh my gosh, Tim Ferriss shared one of our blog posts. That's it. Tim Ferriss on Facebook or something shared one blog post. If you don't know who Tim Ferriss is, we'll just Google it for one thing. But he has like a bajillion followers who are like madly loyal, super influential, right? Tim's an amazing dude. So Tim shared one blog post at JLD and JLD's site like blew up. Hundreds of hundreds of email subscribers, thousands and thousands and thousands of page views, like an incredible hit, right? A big win for JLD. So that is what's called influencer marketing. And you got to pay attention right now. Influencer marketing is getting other people in your niche, preferably with a larger audience than yourself, to share your content. And what that does is, of course, it drives the page views and stuff like that, but it also leeches, in a good way, trust and authority. So someone has an audience already that knows and trusts them. They share your content, you absorb some of that trust and authority, influencer marketing. And what we're talking about today, blogger outreach, is just a way to not manufacture that. That sounds bad. Actively seek out influencer marketing. I'm passing a truck right now. It's a big truck. So it's important. It's a long-term strategy for business success and in blogging success. It's mandatory at some point or another. You have to have key relationships in order to take advantage of this. And it's a huge, huge, important strategy. I can't stress this enough. If you're just starting out, start building these relationships now. They're going to prove dividends in the future when it comes to what you want, right? Page views, email subscribers, affiliate marketing revenue, all sorts of things. Trust, influence, impact. The relationships are the way to go. This is important and extremely lucrative for your blog. Okay, raise your hand if you've ever fallen into this situation before. You're a blogger, you're in online business, and you send that email to someone higher up in the food chain than you, and you're nervous about it. You click send, and then you just stare at your inbox, and then nothing. Nada, no response, or even worse, a no thank you. So part of the reason that might have happened to you in the past is because you've seen bad advice. You've seen the bad cold outreach email templates that are just copy and paste and they don't work anymore. Tell me if you've ever sent this email. Dear XYZ, I just saw your post ABC. Great stuff. I really love that you did 1, 2, and 3. As it turns out, I just published a relevant piece called DEF. I would love it if you shared it with your audience. Thanks a million, Pete McPherson. You've seen these, right? You've seen these floating around on the blogosphere. Bad advice. The reason being, these people get hundreds, if not thousands of emails every single week, and they've seen this before. They've seen it over and over again. To them, it's spam. It's bad advice. Don't send those templated emails. I know they're easy. They're copy and paste, but it's not going to be a long-term success growth factor for your blog. It's going to be a quick win, if anything. You don't want that. You want to build real friendships, real relationships that are going to bring you dividends for the months and years to come, right? That's what you want. You want long-term revenues and growth and traffic and a huge influential blog. I know you do, because I do too. Those templated emails aren't the way to go. That's bad advice. Alrighty, so all that said, let's take a look at some of the strategies that have worked for me personally, and then I'll provide you with a link to the templates. That'll be actually below this video on YouTube or on Eden Free's guest post, by the way. That's what this video is for, edenfree.com. So here's what we're going to go through. 3 things. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 1, when you should email an influencer versus when you should absolutely not be emailing people. 2, what is permission marketing? Why do I care? And then how do I master it in 60 seconds? I'm not joking. It's so sincerely simple. That's 2. Number 3, I'm going to lay out the 6 commandments of blogger outreach. We're going to have a little fun. They're super helpful. They're super handy, to the point, and I know they're going to give you the tools, the framework you need to build some awesome relationships. They're going to bring you dividends in the years to come for your blog. Okay, let's talk about some reasons you should not email them. Not email anybody, really, but especially influencers. 1, they don't know you from Adam, so to speak. If they don't know you, why should they share your stuff? They don't know you. Stop emailing strangers, really. Build the relationships first, and then if you have favors to ask them then. But don't just cold outreach saying, hey, will you help me out? They don't know you. Why should they trust you? Why should they do anything for you? That's 1. 2, if your content is anything less than A+, world-class content, only share your best stuff. These people don't want to be seen as sharing crappy content. That loses trust with their own audience. So if you have good content, by all means, put it in front of them. They will want to share it because they like sharing good, valuable content. So if you don't have that, don't be emailing it to people. That's number 2. Number 3, when you don't have anything to offer them. If you have zero value to offer, why should they? Think with them, right? What's in it for me? If you don't have anything to offer them, why should they share your stuff? They'd just be doing you free favors, okay? That's why you should never email an influencer if you don't have a good excuse. Okay, here is when you might should email the influencer. If you have something nice to say and you can do it in a very short time frame. So if you just want to congratulate them, say, hey, I saw you just published this. I just want to let you know I really appreciated it. Pete McPherson. Bye. They need to be super short and sweet. Again, don't waste their time, but you are more than welcome to just say hey and congratulate them. That's a great way to build a relationship as long as you're not asking for anything in return. That's a great reason to email people. Just build friendships, really. 2, if you know them and trust them already, or if they know you already, even if it's just a mild acquaintance, if it's anything more than a complete stranger, they're 10x more likely to share your stuff or help you out because they know you. And of course, that is a spectrum, right? The more they know you, the better friends you are, the more they're going to help you out and the more that you're going to help them out. That's number 2. 3, and I'm about to contradict myself like crazy right here, when you have nothing to offer them. So I know what I said just a minute ago, but there is a slight chance, there is a small spectrum of hope that you can appeal to their sense of duty or maybe even pity. If you are a complete newbie blogger and you have no audience, no following, nothing to offer said powerful influencer, they might just help you out. They've all been there. There's another human being on the other side of the computer. You need to remember that. And so it might not hurt, but I do think you need to come at it truthfully, honestly, sincerely. Anything less than that, and they're going to be able to see right through you, and they're not going to do anything for you, of course. But there is a small glimmer of hope, I suggest. If you don't have anything to offer them whatsoever, you still might email them anyways. All right, let's talk a second about permission marketing. This is really easy, but this is a foreign concept to so many people. This was coined by legendary marketer Seth Godin in a book of the same name, Permission Marketing. And here's the gist. Ask for permission before you market to somebody, before you advertise to somebody, before you pitch somebody. So instead of, hey, can I sell you this? Will you do this for me? Say, hey, I've got an idea. Can I ask you for something? Can I send you a 10-second pitch? Can I send you my piece of content instead of just spamming the URL out there? This is very important for a few different reasons. 1, it gives people an out. No one just likes to say no, no matter how ruthless they are. They could just delete your emails and requests and such, but this gives them an honorable, friendly way to say no thank you. And then that's it. The deal's done. But more often than not, people will incline, even if they're going to say no later on. And here's the kicker. People love to remain consistent. If they say yes to your permission asking, they are 100 times more likely to see your pitch, to open the email, that second email, with your pitch. So instead of saying, hey, I see you just posted this, I just posted this other content, will you please share it? Thanks, love, Pete McPherson. Say this. Hey, I've been a big fan for yours for 6 years. I've listened to every single episode of your podcast. I have a really great pitch for you. It'll take 10 seconds to read. Can I send it to you? That's asking permission to pitch someone or to put your content in front of someone. And they could say no thanks, it's true, but if they say yes, they are going to open that second email. Guaranteed, 100x. Permission marketing. Ask permission before you pitch people. All right, party people, it's time. The 6 commandments of blogger outreach. Commandment number 1. Thou shalt use templates only as a starting point. So I think email templates, outreach templates are fantastic. But here's the thing. You can't just copy and paste and hit send, people. And you can't just hit copy, paste, and then replace the name and then send. It has to be super personal. You have to show whoever you are emailing, influencers especially, that you know them. You know what they are. You know about their blog, their brand, what they like, what they don't like, what's in it for them. You know how to add value to their lives, and you're never going to be able to do that from a copy and paste template. So use the outreach templates by all means, but use them as a starting point. Look at the length, look at the language, look at the line breaks, that sort of thing, but use them only as a starting point, please. Commandment number 2, do not, under any circumstance, use RE: in your subject line unless it's an actual reply. So there are a few of these hacks, these tricks to get people to open your emails, to get click-through rates, but I think they are garbage. And the reason they're garbage is because they destroy trust. If it's an actual reply, great. But if you do this and you trick somebody and they open your email, they're immediately going to be like, wait, this isn't a reply. I never talked to this person before. Trust plummets. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Commandment number 3. Do not waste an influencer's time. So these people get hundreds and thousands of emails a week, maybe even a day. I don't know if you're Tim Ferriss. The worst thing you can do is waste their time. They care about time, maybe even more than they care about money. So don't send wall of text emails. Don't send 700 word count emails. If they can't get through it in 10 or 15 seconds max, if they can't skim it and easily see what your email is about, don't send it, period. You're not going to get a response. You're not going to get a reply. You see what I did right there? Response. I combine those words. You're not going to get a response or a reply or a connection or a friendship or a relationship or any sort of benefit whatsoever if you screw them over by wasting their time. You have to cut it. Cut your sentences down, cut your paragraphs down, cut your point down, 10, 15 seconds max. Commandment number 4. Thou shalt use social proof to prove you are legit. So if you don't know what social proof is, go Google it for one thing. But I will tell you that it's building trust and authority based on showing what you've done or showing that other people support you in some way. I guess that's how I break it down in blogging terms, at least. So here's an example. When I email potential future podcast guests, I hit them with mad social proof. And my social proof is name dropping. That's just the way it is. And I don't think this is scammy at all. I say, hey, my name's Pete. Here's what I would like from you. Would you like to be on my podcast? I am only a few months into this, but I've already got great names such as Neil Patel, Nick Loper, Rosemary Groner, Michelle Schroeder-Gardner, PT Money, blah, 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 Eden Fried. But that goes a long way to building me trust. They're like, oh, Neil Patel sat down and talked with this doofus. He must be at least halfway decent. And so that gives me trust right there. Now, it could be anything. It could be my website gets 200,000 page views a month, which is pretty good. Or if it's more, then even better. Or it could be I have a 10,000 person email list. That builds social proof right there too. Or I can hear you right now. Oh, Pete, I don't have any of those things. I don't have any following. I don't have massive page views. I haven't talked to Neil Patel. Well, good news for you. You have one more thing you can pitch people with. It's the only substitute in my mind for social proof. Real social proof is say you're going to hustle. And mean it, by the way. Like, after you promise something, follow through. But I would listen to this person. Hey, Pete, I would love to have you on my podcast. I just launched. I have 0 following. I have 0 email subscribers. But what I do have is hustle. I'm going to go out of my way to put this in front of 10,000 eyeballs. I saved up $700 from my part-time job to spend on Facebook ad buy or something like that. You get the point? Say that you have hustle. Tell them you're going to work your butt off. And that builds a little bit of legitimacy, even if you don't have social proof. Of course, again, I stress this, you have to follow through. If you promise something and you don't do it, well, then that destroys your trust as well. Commandment number 5, thou shalt not use fancy automation tools to email dozens of influencers at once. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Oh, Pete, there's some great tools out there. Or, oh, I learned how to mail merge with a Google Sheets or whatever. It's not the way you want to do this. I'm telling you, I know you want shortcuts. I know you want the quick cash and the quick buck and the quick share from a social influencer that gets you 1 million page views. I know you want those things, but that's not the way. That's not the path to get you to what you really want, which is long-term business success or blogging success. How you get there is by building real relationships, and connections with influencers don't come from automated emails, automated outreach tools. They don't. They come from building real relationships and friendships with people. So don't use the tools. Email people one-on-one. Build up a relationship before you ask things from them, and you will see so much more benefits on the long term, especially by doing it this way. One-on-one emails people. Personalize everything. Show them you know them. Don't use the automation tools that email 20 influencers at once. Okay, the last commandment. Commandment number 6, thou shalt always follow up. It was, I want to say 2.5 months and maybe 3 emails before I got Rosemary Groner on my show. It's not that she was purposefully ignoring me. She didn't like all of a sudden change her mind about me and say, oh, okay, I'll be on your podcast, Pete. That's not it at all. She's a busy person and she has loads of emails hitting her inbox every single day. She may have missed it. She may have opened it and then immediately forgot about it. She's a busy person. Follow up. Now, before you do anything else, don't follow up in, let's say, minimum of 1 week. If you email the next day, that's just a sign of being annoying and spammy. Give it at least 1 week, if not more. It was definitely 2.5 to 3 weeks before I sent my first follow-up with Rosemary. And that's what I would suggest. So they're busy people. They're not always just ignoring you. Don't assume that they're spitefully deleting your emails as soon as they hit their inbox. They may have just missed it. So politely, quickly, by the way, send 1 line max. Just following up with this, Pete, or something like that. Wait 1 to 3 weeks, and then if necessary, maybe send a second follow-up. I wouldn't send 3 or 4 emails over the course of like 6 months. That would just kind of be weird. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you'll have success doing that. But definitely spread it out. Do send the follow-up. All right. So I hope you guys got a lot out of this video. I hope some of it was useful. 2 things. If you want to see the full post, the full text with all of this information on it, you can check it out. It's in the links just below this video on YouTube. It's actually a guest post that I did for edenfried.com. You can go check it out there. It's awesome. Highly recommended. Second, if you have any questions or comments, or you want to tell me how stupid I look, or you want to leave me some love, just do it. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Press the thumbs up button if you really enjoyed this video. Feel free to share it. Of course, I appreciate all those things. But if not, no worries. And I'll see you next time. Pete at Do You Even Blog. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching.